Please welcome Rabbi Jeffrey Myers of the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh.
Let's pretend I'm at the Lincoln Memorial. It is indeed quite intimidating to be present in the structure dedicated to one of our greatest American presidents, Abraham Lincoln, and have the chutzpah, the temerity, to present a speech as not only is one of the great American speakers enshrined here, but so too did Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. offer a glorious speech here. These two great Americans humble me and give me pause to what I might offer that could in some meager way be construed as meaningful and not forgettable. I chose to turn to these two great sources for inspiration. On November 19th, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln offered this concluding paragraph in his Gettysburg Address, version 4.0. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they here gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. We just observed Memorial Day 1 week ago. The United States of America continues to be a laboratory experiment in a unique form of government. Are all of us present able to affirm that those who gave their lives so that we might live in freedom would be immensely proud of what we have accomplished? Is there indeed equality for all? Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King offered these important words at the steps of the memorial on August 28, 1963. We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. I, too, have a dream that groups founded because their constituents are mistreated will no longer be necessary. I dream that one day Black Lives Matter will fade into the past because we don't need them. I dream that one day Me Too will fade into the past because we don't need them. I dream that the Anti-Defamation League will fade into the past because we don't need them. So many other important groups will also see that happen. If we simply resign ourselves to a fate that we don't want yet to seem impotent to change, then we become part of the problem, not the solution. I took a pledge on November 9th, 2018, not even 2 weeks after the massacre of 11 Jews in my building, Tree of Life, that the word hate is a 4-letter obscenity that must be discontinued from our discourse. It is a severe, emotionally laden word that can and does lead to violent acts. I have chosen to not focus on the greens at the top of the weed, for if you pull them, the weed will sprout new greens. One must carefully excise the root, being certain to get rid of all of it. The H word is at the root of much that is wrong with our country, and the path to repair begins with one easy step. Just don't use it. We must restore civil discourse to our nation. This is not a suggestion. It is an imperative. We must overwhelm those who spew forth H with more powerful four-letter words: hope, love, care. Elie Wiesel, in his role as chair of the United States Holocaust Commission, offered the following keen observations in his speech on September 27, 1979, which I paraphrase. Third, we must remember for our own sake, for the sake of our own humanity. Indifference to the victims would result inevitably in indifference to ourselves, an indifference that would ultimately no longer be sin, but a terrifying curse with its own punishment. Let us not be indifferent. Let us all make a difference. Thank you, and to my Islamic friends, Ramadan Mubarak.